Good morning. It's time for Chief Lalley in the Fox Valley. I'm Christy Hilton
Good morning.
with Chief Lalley.
How are you?
I'm good. The Emmy Award-winning show. We're back for November.
Yes, we might win an award one day. You never know. Somebody out there might be watching this and maybe they just say, wow, like that's just, yeah. I mean, you got to have hope, right? You got to think positive and have hope.
Yes, but until then, we could talk about our October stats.
Yes, so October, so our Part 1 crimes, we are down 6% October year to date, and we still have that spike with our assaults, which capture our shots fired cases, which we've talked about numerous times.
It's been a trend all year long.
Yeah, so. Which is something that, as you and I have talked about before, it doesn't have something to do with COVID. I know that this is something that, nationally people are experiencing. So, looking at those cases, still recognizing that we've made several arrests. We're still looking for help from our community. We had a shooting that occurred a couple days ago where we put the information out on Facebook. Our detectives are still diligently working that case. So any information that you can provide to us, let us know, give us a call. But I think that is, we're still 6% down for the Part 1 crimes. And then our Part 2 crimes overall, we are down 17%, which year to date, our Part 1 and Part 2 were 15% down. So I think this year, just because of COVID, we're not really sure, are these numbers because, is it something to do with what's happening?
Right.
And so we'll have to kind of drill down a little bit more on these numbers. And I know this time of the year is really busy for you.
Yep, we're heading into my busiest 3 months of the year.
She's always busy, for the record.
I am busy, but this is extraordinarily busy. So we have the auditing of all the reports for the year that I have to do to make sure that our crime stats are accurate when we report in January. And I'm working on the Transparency Hub, which is, we're just waiting for one little kink to get fixed and we're ready to flip it on.
Yeah, and I know that you've spent a lot of time with that and
countless hours. I don't even know how much time I've spent on them.
And it looks amazing. I mean, for you to be able to do that in such a short period of time, because obviously this is something that in response to what's happening in our community and really just pushing more transparency for the police department. So thank you for doing a very big project in a very short time.
It's been fun. I've learned a ton.
And that, I'm glad to hear that. So
even on the weekends, I'll just pull out my laptop and just start working on stuff just because it's like kind of
she loves
addictive.
to do it.
Yeah.
So we're lucky to have her. So, but with that too, I know that, as soon as the hope is maybe by the end of the month we push out the transparency website, and then as you mentioned, really kind of just getting our final crime stats together. So next month in December there will be no Lalley in the Valley. So for those of you who anxiously await this award-winning show,
I know you're out there.
We know you're out there. You just have to take a break for a month. We'll be back in January. But it's really, like you said, it takes a lot to make sure the crime stats are accurate, that we're reporting accurately. You also start working on our yearly report this time.
And we're also upgrading our computer system that all the officers use. So that's happening in December and getting us ready for our NIBRS, our National Incident-Based Reporting System, to be implemented in 2021. Which is also my project, so
a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and I think the the important thing too, just about making sure that we push this information out to the community, which is the whole purpose of the show. Is so I think it's important that people just don't know in January where the police department is at, and then in December where we're at. Throughout the the few months we've had certain spikes in crime. We've had certain reminders. This is the holiday season. We always talk about if you like it, lock it and put it in your pocket. So it's important that we're constantly connecting with our community, giving the accurate information, and engaging and saying, hey, can you help us? Because we cannot solve all of the crimes by ourselves. We do need the help from our community, and also to make sure that our community is aware as to what's going on. So is there anything that you, just with the crime stats, is there anything that you would like to just in particular that you may want to point out?
No, I'm just happy to see that our overall picture looks pretty good considering this has been such an unusual year with COVID, and it could have impacted us anyway, and we're fortunate that it's been on a downward slide. So
Yeah, and I think that that's a good point too that you make, is that, throughout, Elgin, we focus on Elgin, but we're also aware of national trends. And so, when we do see, and we have seen a spike in our shots fired call, and as we've talked about, some of these are just people shooting up in the air. Some of them, there's really not a motive behind it. And so, why these things are happening, I think once you're able to kind of, when we take a picture of the shots fired incidents that we've had, and just kind of really, going through those incidents and try to figure out, was it related to COVID? Would this have happened regardless of COVID?
Right.
So those are the things that I think at the end of the year we can really look at, and then focus our strategies and our programs next year on, assuming that we're still operating in an environment where COVID is the number one thing on everyone's mind.
Right. Yeah.
So, okay, it's a short show, so I don't know if you have anything else that you'd like to add.
No, I think that I've talked enough about what I do.
It's all about what she does. She does a lot, yes, which I appreciate. And just, one more thing too, this time is usually when we're getting involved with holiday events. Because of COVID, though, we're going to be adjusting some of that, but we're still going to find a way to engage with our community, because it's very important to us, especially this year, and making sure that people know that we're still here, and that we care about our community, we want to be involved. And so until, I guess until January, right, because we won't be back until 2021. So until next year, Elgin, make sure that you stay safe, that you stay healthy, you stay engaged. And we will see you next year.
Have a great holiday season.
Thank you.